If you are over 60 and you've noticed that your legs don't feel as strong as they used to, that climbing stairs leaves you a little breathless, that getting up from a chair takes more effort than it once did, or that you feel slightly unsteady on your feet when you walk, I need you to stop what you are doing and watch this video all the way through. Because what I'm about to share with you today is not just about exercise. It is about your independence. It is about whether you can live in your own home on your own terms for the next 10, 15, 20 years. And what I have seen in my years of working with older adults is that the single most dangerous thing that happens to people over 60 is not heart disease, not high blood sugar, not even cancer. It is leg weakness, slow, quiet, invisible leg weakness, and most people don't realize it's happening until it's already stolen something important from them. Here's what most doctors never have time to explain in a 12-minute office visit. The legs are the first major system to begin failing in the aging body. The muscles in your thighs, your calves, your hips, they decline faster than almost any other muscle group after the age of 60. And once that weakness sets in, the chain reaction is brutal. You fall more easily. Your balance goes. Your walking slows down. Your confidence shrinks. And before long, something that used to take 5 seconds standing up from a chair becomes a challenge that requires help. But here is the good news, and I want you to hear this clearly. It does not have to go that way. Your legs can get stronger. Your balance can improve. Your walking can become more confident, even at 70, even at 75, even at 82. The science is clear on this, and I have watched it happen in my patients over and over again. Today, I'm going to show you the 5 best exercises to strengthen weak legs and improve your mobility, your balance, and your independence after age 60. These are not complicated. You don't need a gym. You don't need equipment. You just need a chair, a wall, and about 15 to 20 minutes a day. And if you do these consistently, I promise you will feel the difference within weeks. Stay with me, because the 5th exercise on this list is the one most people skip, and it may be the most important one of all. I'm Dr. William, and I've spent more than 2 decades working with older adults in clinical settings, in rehabilitation, and in community health. I have watched what happens when leg strength disappears without anyone paying attention. I have also watched what happens when patients decide to take it seriously and do something about it. Those 2 groups of people age very, very differently. Let me explain what is happening inside your body, because understanding this will change how you think about your legs forever. After the age of 60, the body begins losing muscle at an accelerating rate. This process has a medical name, sarcopenia, and it is one of the most underestimated threats to healthy aging. Now, sarcopenia doesn't just mean your muscles look smaller. It means your muscles can't generate force the way they once could. It means your legs get tired faster. It means your nervous system has to work harder to keep you balanced every single time you take a step, and the most insidious part. It happens slowly, so slowly that most people don't realize how much strength they've lost until something dramatic happens: a fall, a stumble, a moment where the legs just didn't respond the way they should have. Here's what the mainstream advice gets wrong. Most people over 60 are told to stay active and go for walks. And yes, walking is wonderful. I'll never tell you to stop walking. But walking alone does not rebuild muscle strength. Walking maintains what you have. It doesn't restore what you've already lost. To actually rebuild leg strength after 60, you need what is called resistance. You need your muscles to work against a load, even if that load is just your own body weight. And this is where things get interesting, because the research has become remarkably clear in the last decade. Studies published in journals like the Journal of the American Geriatric Society and research coming out of institutions like the Mayo Clinic have confirmed that targeted resistance training for older adults, even people in their 80s, produces significant, measurable improvements in muscle strength, balance, walking speed, and fall prevention. The muscles don't stop responding just because you're older. They respond more slowly, yes, but they respond. So what I want to do today is give you the 5 exercises that are most effective, most safe, and most practical for someone over 60 to do at home every single day. These are movements I recommend to my patients. They are backed by research. And they are designed specifically for the way the aging body works, not the way a 30-year-old's body works. Before I get into the first exercise, I want to ask you something simple. Drop your age in the comments below. Just your age: 62, 68, 74, 81, whatever it is. I want to know who is watching this today. And I want you to know that you are not alone. Thousands of people your age are watching this video right now, trying to do exactly what you are doing: take better care of their legs, their balance, their independence. So drop your age in the comments. And if you find this kind of senior-focused health information useful, go ahead and subscribe. Every week, I put out videos designed specifically for adults over 60, with real science, real advice, and real compassion. All right, let's get into it. The first exercise is the chair squat, and before you think I already know this one, stay with me for a moment, because most people do this wrong in a way that actually reduces the benefit and can put stress on the wrong joints. The chair squat is, in my opinion, the single most functional leg exercise that exists for adults over 60. And the reason is beautifully simple. Getting up from a chair is something you do 20 to 30 times a day. Every single time you get up from the kitchen table, the sofa, the toilet, you are performing this movement. When your legs are too weak to do it smoothly, you have to push off with your arms, you lean forward awkwardly, or you simply struggle. And once that struggle begins, people start avoiding getting up. They sit longer. They move less, and the weakness accelerates. Here's what this exercise does inside the body. When you lower down toward the chair and then push back up, you are activating the quadriceps, the large muscles at the front of your thighs, along with the glutes, the hamstrings, and the muscles around your knees. These are the 4 major muscle groups that bear your body weight every time you stand, walk, or climb stairs. In simple terms, the chair squat is not just an exercise. It is practice for the thing your body needs to do every single day for the rest of your life. Here is how to do it correctly. Position yourself in front of a sturdy chair. Your feet should be about hip-width apart. Slowly lower yourself toward the seat as if you are about to sit down, but before you actually sit, pause for 1 second and then push back up to standing. That pause is where the muscle work happens. When most people do this, they just drop down and bounce back up. The pause forces the muscle to work under tension, and that is what builds strength. Now, if you are just starting out, it is completely fine to actually sit down between repetitions. Touch the seat, take a breath, and stand back up. The goal is to make the movement controlled down for 3 seconds, pause, up for 2 seconds. No crashing, no bouncing, slow and deliberate. How many? Start with 5 repetitions. If that feels manageable, work toward 10. Eventually, you want to reach 15 to 20 repetitions in a single set. And here is what research from Tufts University has found. Older adults who practiced this movement consistently for just 8 weeks showed significant improvements in lower body strength and walking speed. 8 weeks, that is not a long time. One thing I want to mention, and this matters specifically for people over 60. If you experience pain in your knees during this movement, don't push through it. Instead, reduce the range of motion, don't go as deep. Even a small version of this movement, where you lean forward and barely lift off the seat before sitting back down, delivers benefit. The angle doesn't need to be dramatic. The effort does. The second exercise surprises people because it looks so simple. It looks almost too easy to be worth doing. I've had patients literally laugh when I showed this to them and then call me 2 months later to tell me they can't believe what a difference it made in how they walk. The exercise is the standing calf raise. You stand behind a chair, hold the back for balance, and simply rise up on your toes, then slowly lower back down. That's it. But here is what most people don't understand about the calf muscles, and why this matters so much after 60. Your calves are not just there to move your feet. They are, in many ways, the most important pumps in your body. Every time your calf muscle contracts, it squeezes the veins in your lower leg and pushes blood back up toward your heart. Researchers often call the calves the second heart. And as we age, circulation in the lower legs slows down, particularly in people who sit for long periods. This contributes to swelling, coldness in the feet, fatigue when walking, and in more serious cases, blood clot risk. In simple terms, strong calves mean better circulation, less leg fatigue, and more energy when you walk. But there is a second reason calves matter that is directly connected to your safety. Your calf muscles are critical for balance recovery. When you slip, stumble, or step on an uneven surface, it is your calf working together with your ankle that catches you before you fall. A weak calf means a slower catch, and a slower catch at age 70 or 75 often means a fall. A study published in Age and Aging found that calf strength was one of the most reliable predictors of fall risk in older adults. Not core strength, not arm strength, calf strength. Here's how to do it properly. Stand behind a sturdy chair and hold the back lightly just for balance support, not to lean on. Rise up on your toes as high as you comfortably can. Then lower slowly, take about 3 seconds on the way down. The lowering phase is actually where a lot of the muscle building happens, so don't rush it. Start with 10 repetitions, work up to 20 or 25. If this feels easy, try doing it on one leg at a time. That single leg version dramatically increases both the strength challenge and the balance challenge at the same time. Do these every day. Morning is a wonderful time because your legs may feel stiff after sleeping, and calf raises gently warm up the circulation before you start moving around the house. Now this next one is where things get important for anyone who has knee problems, hip problems, or who finds standing exercises painful or difficult. The seated leg extension is one of the most targeted and safest ways to strengthen the quadriceps, and I'll tell you in a moment why the quadriceps may be the single most important muscle group for fall prevention in older adults. Here is how it works. You sit in a firm chair, not a soft sofa, a firm chair with your back straight and both feet flat on the floor. Slowly lift one leg until it is straight out in front of you, parallel to the floor. Hold it there for 2 seconds, then slowly lower it back down. Alternate legs. Simple, safe, remarkably effective. Now let me explain why this matters so much. The quadriceps, the muscles at the front of your thigh, are responsible for extending your knee. Every time you straighten your leg, that's the quad working. And every time you walk, climb a stair, or stand up from a seated position, your quad is the primary muscle doing the work. When the quad weakens, the knee becomes unstable. The kneecap doesn't track properly. People develop knee pain that seems to come out of nowhere, and that knee pain then limits walking, which accelerates further decline. Here is the part that most doctors don't mention. Quad weakness is one of the earliest and most measurable signs of functional decline in older adults. Researchers at the University of Pittsburgh found that thigh muscle strength was one of the strongest predictors of whether older adults remained independent over the following decade. Not cholesterol, not blood pressure. Thigh strength. I had a patient, Dorothy, 74, from Ohio, who came to me with chronic knee pain so bad she had nearly stopped leaving her house. She was convinced she needed a knee replacement, but when we looked at her leg strength, the real problem was clear. Her quadriceps had become so weak from years of inactivity that her knee was being forced to absorb stress it was never designed to handle. We started her on seated leg extensions and chair squats, nothing more, 3 times a week. Within 6 weeks, her knee pain had reduced by more than half. She didn't need surgery. She needed stronger legs for the seated leg extension. Start with 10 repetitions per leg. If you want to add a challenge, loop a light resistance band around your ankle. But your body weight alone is enough to begin with. The key is controlled. Movement 2 seconds up, hold 2 seconds down. No jerking, no swinging. Before we get to number 4, I want you to understand something that almost no one talks about when they discuss fall prevention. Most people think falling is about the legs giving out, going forward you trip. Your quads can't catch you and down you go. And yes, that's part of it, but a significant proportion of falls in older adults happen sideways. A misstep to the left. A stumble on an uneven surface. A moment where the foot goes one way and the body goes another. And the muscles that catch you in those sideways moments are the hip abductors, the muscles that run along the side of your hip and outer thigh. And these are muscles that almost no standard senior exercise program addresses, the side leg. Raise is the fix. Here's how to do it. Stand behind your chair, holding the back for support. Keep both feet together, stand tall, and slowly lift one leg directly out to the side, not forward, not backward, but sideways. Lift it about 12 to 18 inches, hold for 1 second, and slowly bring it back down. Then repeat on the other side. What this does inside the body is strengthen the gluteus medius, the muscle that runs along the side of your hip. This muscle is your lateral stabilizer. When you walk, every time your foot hits the ground, your gluteus medius fires to prevent you from swaying. In people with weak hip abductors, the hips dip with every step, creating that characteristic shuffle or sway that many older adults develop.